What's up, guys? Today we are almost done with some engine bay prep. Got the car taped off, ready for some paint. I did test out a little spot to see if the touch-up paint that I got was going to be a suitable color, because sometimes, you know, they can mix a little bit too much red or too much yellow into a paint and throws off the whole color. Anyways, decent. There's still some weird waviness in it right here that I'm not really satisfied with. I know I said I wasn't gonna worry too much about it, but I don't want it looking super nasty, because it's gonna be all black, so it's gonna be kind of dark, but black is still, it shows a lot of imperfections if you don't paint it correctly. And also, I know I said I wasn't going to relocate the fuse box, but I was going a little hard over through these areas, filling up some holes I'm not going to use. And guess what I did? I welded the screw hole for the fuse box filled. So I guess we're going with almost a complete shave, which kind of sucks because I did extend those wires, and now if I go with this, I'm going to have to shorten them. So I guess you win some, you lose some. This is the spot that I tested the new touch-up paint in. The gloss is, it's pretty decent. You can see some orange peel. I mean, it's a spray can. It's going to happen. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll make sure the clear coat is nice and smooth and get a nice thick layer of clear coat on there and sand it smooth. But I'm pretty impressed with this spray paint. It was pretty expensive. It was at about $20 a can on Amazon. And you might be able to find it cheaper locally. I only checked Napa, and they wanted like 30 or 40 bucks for a small 4-ounce can, and that's the can of the touch-up paint right there. That's a regular size spray can. I did buy 2 cans just in case. I think 1 can should be good enough for the coverage of the engine bay. The manufacturer, Jesus fuck, the manufacturer recommends 2 coats, or 2 wet coats, and then 1 final coat. So 2 light, 1 medium to heavy. You still want to stay back with it so you don't get any runs. As I was going through here, I originally thought that this engine bay had a pretty decent coat of new paint on it, and the more I go through it, the worse it gets. Down here, it was some of the worst orange peel I've ever seen in my life. It looked like they didn't even wipe it. They just sprayed over some body work or something, because it was just dimples all over, just little tiny dimples everywhere. Over here, there's a lot of runs that I had to sand down, and some I'm not even sure what that was, but it was like a glob of body filler was just left there and then painted over. Anyways, we're getting some of it fixed. Really all I need to do is get all these nice and flush, looking good. Need to grind down this oopsie here from the previous, and then these oopsies from me. We need to grind down the stud, throw some glazing putty over it if it has any holes, and then I haven't decided if I'm going to try to weld these and leave the insulator inside yet. I really don't want to light it on fire, but I also don't want to take it out. So I guess I might just try. These are pretty small. It shouldn't really take any time at all to fill. Fill those with weld, sand them down. I haven't decided if I want to try to drill this out yet or not, because I don't really need it anymore. I mean, the fuel line's going to go onto here and then straight up to the intake manifold or the fuel pressure regulator. But that's where we are. It's looking good, to be honest. Hopefully soon we'll have a nice, clean, fresh engine bay and we can start moving forward. New booster, new master. Yeah, I'm excited to get this thing rolling. So I had a friend stop over. I just helped him do his oil change real quick, and then we went out and grabbed food. But where we left off, I think it might be ready for the first coat of paint tonight. I think. Pretty much all prepped. There are some spots I need to go over, like that one. Just need to touch everything up. Need to clean it off really nice. And then should be ready to go at it. First, I'm probably just gonna lay a nice first couple coats probably the first 2 coats of the color. I appreciate everybody watching. You know, subscribe if you'd like. Leave a like if you'd like. I don't really care either way. I'm just making these videos to help people because I had a lot of questions. So here's the first paint. So here's the first prepped engine bay that I've ever done, tucked and shaved. So that's gonna be pretty fun. I hope it looks clean. I think it will. Alright guys, well I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Welcome back guys. Today, or tonight, is a night that I'm very excited for. We're finally laying down some coats of color on the engine bay. I've gotten pretty much everything how I want it. I think it's going to be kind of controversial for most of y'all, but I think with the firewall, I want to do some of that gold reflective heat tape, just on a section, not the whole thing. I'm thinking that's going to look pretty cool, and it's going to be functional. So the heat radiating off of the headers going towards the firewall is going to get kind of pushed out and reflected into different beams. I'll have the tape right there, split that where that grommet goes for the AC right in half, and then I'm going to have it going up to the brake booster slash steering rack shroud. So all that will be gold reflective heat tape. I think it's going to look really good because I'm going to try to stick with like a black billet silver theme throughout the engine bay, throughout the whole car, really. So I think that just kind of pop of color back there will look good, and it should be functional, keeping heat off of the firewall, so it'll keep the cabin cooler as well. Anyways, enough talking. I really want to get painting, so I'll show you guys what paint I'm using. I'll put a link for it down in the comments. So it's this Touch Up Express. Just ordered it off of Amazon. Like I say, you can probably get this cheaper. Just take the paint coat in your door to a store, if that's what you please to do, or if you're doing another color, just pick up that color. Anyways, so I'm going to put the price and the link down below, because we're trying to do this under $100. Now, for most of the stuff I did, I'm not going to include that in there, because this paint actually specifies that you don't need primer. But what you are going to need, let's see where I put it, Brillo pad. So you're going to need your Brillo pad to scuff up your engine bay like that. Don't mind those scratches. There's going to be a sticker going over that anyways. So you want that really dull tone on your paint, so you don't have to use primer. I've been using primer as sort of a trace coat for all the let's call it body work, I guess, that I've been doing, because I've been welding up these holes and then putting glazing putty over them. As you can tell, very smooth, no more holes. So we're not going to include any of that, because that is extra stuff that the everyday person's not going to have the tools to do, because you need a welder, body putty, some prior knowledge, and that stuff. But we are sticking to just paint, just repaving, refreshening your engine bay for less than $100. So I bought 2 cans of color and 2 cans of clear. Now the clear I bought is very expensive for a spray can, but it is the best spray can finish that you can get, because not everybody has an air compressor, and on top of that, even less people have a spray gun. So this is the stuff I used here. Again, bought off Amazon, and I'll include the link and the price below. This stuff is very expensive for a spray can, but it has hardener in it. So this actually has a shelf life of 36 months unused, and then when you activate that hardener down there, you have 48 hours to use it. So because of that, I'm actually not going to be clear coating the engine bay tonight. Not sure when this video is going to come out for you guys. You might see some videos before this with the engine bay kind of finished, essentially. What I'm waiting for is the T-bar off of the green car. That kind of T is right there and then comes straight down. I'm waiting for that bar because I also want to paint that. For the crash support, I was looking at the stock crash support, and it's really just sheet metal pressed together. I think I'm just going to get some really thick steel tubing and tie both sides together and do some triangulation. And it's not really like this car is really that safe to be in a crash with anyways, and I don't think it's going to be any less safe. It's kind of like a tin can, you're just rolling the dice. So just don't crash and it'll be fine. Anyways, kind of got off the subject. So 2 cans of base, 2 cans of clear, Brillo pad, PPE of any sort. I know all you guys have some kind of mask now. And, you know, let's get painting. What to add? You want something to clean. Acetone, wax and grease remover would be ideal. Anything that will clean up the wax and the oils on the surface so you don't get any weird textures in your paint. Anyways, enough of the talking and the prep. Let's get to painting because that's what everybody's waiting for. The first light coat. It's looking pretty good overall. Looks like we got some impurities going on right here. Overall, not bad. I just ran out of paint on my first can, which makes me worry just a little bit. I hope I have enough in the second one to do the rest with a nice 2 coats. I guess we'll find out. If I feel like I'm starting to get to the end of the second can, I'll just start doing like a dusting over everything, make it kind of even, and then we'll wait for the third can to come in, which shouldn't be a problem anyways, because like I said, we have to wait to do the clear coat before I paint the T-bar. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that second coat. Well guys, I would say well, I mean, not just me. Everybody knows that the secret to a great paint job is the prep work. I did alright. I know there's some areas I could have done a lot better though. But like I said, it is what it is. This car is going to be a street car. This paint looks nice. It's going to be daily driven for a long time. And, I mean, this is good enough for that. I keep trying to, you know, bring myself back to that mindset that this is going to be a daily driven car. It doesn't need to be show car quality. I don't need to spend that much time on it or that much money making it look pretty. But I think it turned out pretty decent. Like I said, there's definitely some areas for improvement. The floor mount was probably the most challenging part just because you have to get in and there, and it's easier with a full can, so I just suggest you attack this first, because when your can starts getting low, it starts sputting and it won't spray at an angle because it needs to be straight up. But I mean, honestly, I think that's good enough for me. I don't see any areas that are orange peeling real bad. I mean, obviously there's a layer of not perfect texture because it's a spray can, but I don't really have any complaints, honestly. So we're going to go ahead and move on to that clear. I don't know how long that's going to be, but we're going to go ahead and move on to the clear. What's up guys? So I went ahead with the clear coat. I didn't wait as long as I thought I would. So with the T-bar, I think I'm just going to do it in like a bed liner texture paint, because that's what I'm doing the rear subframe in. So I went ahead with that first coat. Pretty much the same applies with all painting. You do a first light coat, second coat a little bit heavier, and then a third coat, which is your final wet coat. This is where you really lay it on. Still without, you want to make sure you don't get runs or anything of that sort. I'm staying outside because this stuff is pretty nasty. Definitely recommend use a good either one of these M95s, or if you have a respirator, I'd definitely use it because this stuff is really nasty. Definitely don't want to be breathing it in. So I just got the well, like I said, I got the first coat tacked up. I went ahead and I laid down my second coat as well. Let me show you guys progress. Very glossy. I mean, of course, it's still wet. I mean, so. But so far, coming out good, not getting any weird textures. It had some dog hair fly up on it right there, which fucking sucks, but shit happens, especially when you're not working in a totally sealed off shop. I'm getting really low on product too, so I don't think this is gonna be under $100. It's probably gonna be more like a $150 paint job, which is actually now that I think about it, kind of expensive for a spray can job. After I got that color match paint out of the can and like fully wetted out, honestly the color doesn't look any different than like a Rust-Oleum black, so I could have saved a lot of money on paint just going with like a Rust-Oleum black, because it looks the same. Honestly, it does look the same. So if you guys have a Flint Black Metallic CRX and you're wanting to repaint the engine bay, I highly suggest you just go with whatever good brand you like, Krylon, Rust-Oleum, something of that sort, because it's definitely not worth the extra $20 to get the color match can when it's almost exactly the same. Anyways, I'm gonna let this tack up a little bit more, like a flash time of like 3 to 7 minutes. So I'm probably gonna wait the whole 7 minutes since I went a little heavy with that one. And then I think I'm gonna have to activate my second can, which I didn't really want to do. I was hoping I could do one, but it's fine. I'm just gonna lay it on as thick as I can without getting any runs, get the most gloss that I can, get the most thickness on it that I can, so that way in a couple of days we can go through, wet sand it, cut and polish, and then seal it and get a really nice shine out of it. Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to prep the can. There are instructions on the back, but I'm going to show you real quick. So of course, shake it for 2 minutes first. Get this red cap off of the top. Flip up your can. This is where the hardener / activator is. Go ahead and press down. You hear that click? Go back to shaking. I only got one run right there, unfortunately. I was just trying to get the last out of the can and I got a little bit sloppy with it, which will happen if you rush it. Newsflash, I'm very good at rushing things. But anyways, so I'm gonna leave this to dry tonight. Hopefully we come back out tomorrow and have a nice heavy gloss to this. So thank you guys for watching. Catch you all next time.